Welcome back to Vintage Masters Round 2. I'm Sully, and today I have with me Luke McKay, and I have Tim Dolphin. How you going, guys?
Yeah, good.
Not too bad.
Alright, today we have Angus McKay on the CBR MTG playmat, come down from Canberra to compete in this Vintage Masters tournament. He is running a Burning Oath. Do you guys want to talk about his deck before we go on to Tim?
Well, I've never played Vintage in my life, so I'll leave it all to Tim.
Yeah, nah. Coming into this, I remember being paired up. Sully had told us, I'm really looking forward to this matchup. But unfortunately, neither of us had any idea what the hell we were playing against. So, first part of the game, very touch and go.
Which we'll see.
From the Burning Oath list, it's a very different type of list. It really focuses more on the storm spells rather than on a oath trigger.
Yep.
And so we'll get to see how that plays out.
Yeah, and on the right we have Tim Dolphin, who we also have commentating with us, who is on Golden Gun Oath. What makes Golden Gun the Golden Gun Oath?
Essentially speaking, the Golden Gun Oath is really based on a Dragon Breath and a Big Fatty.
Dragon Breath. What does that card do?
1/1 red enchantment.
Yeah.
If it's in the graveyard and a creature power 6 or higher comes into play, you may the triggered ability basically puts that Dragon Breath onto the creature.
Yep.
And that gives it haste and fire breathing.
Oh, cool. So essentially, you oath up one of your big fat fatties,
Like an Emrakul, always a good target.
and essentially give it haste. So
Yeah. So you're attacking straight away and you're getting that first beat in right from the first get-go.
So it's pretty much like the Golden Gun in GoldenEye.
Yeah.
The old 64 amazing game.
If you can get him with that first hit with an Emrakul, you're pretty much guaranteed you're going to win that game.
That's cool. All right. So let's talk about what each player's kept. It looks like Angus has got a LED, a Mox Jet, a Burning... Is it a Burning in hand? Looks like he's also got Tendrils in hand, but I don't think he's got Tendrils in his main board.
That'd be awkward.
So just looking... he's got he plays 4 Burning Wish in his deck, so it looks like he's got 1 Burning Wish in his hand. He's got a Mana Vault. He's got a Tolarian Academy.
He must main deck it if he's playing Demonic Tutor, etc.
Yeah, so just looking through his deck list, his Storm card in his main deck is actually Mind's Desire. So he Mind's Desire is hopefully getting Burning Wish, and then Burning Wishing the Tendrils or the Empty the Warrens from the sideboard, which is really cool tech for an Oath deck to do.
You're both looking pretty dapper. Are you wearing a suit in that?
I am wearing a suit. It's a gentleman's format.
Was everyone wearing a suit on the day?
Not everyone did suit up. A few people did miss the trick.
Yeah.
The memo.
But we try and get everyone to suit up as much as possible during Vintage Masters.
Yeah.
It does make it look a lot better and a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's this, 9 mana here?
Yeah, so he's got a lot of mana to do whatever he wants with. So 3 colourless.
And in comes the Yawgmoth's Bargain.
Turn 2, not bad.
Turn 2 bargain.
That's pretty much a turning point.
So
as
this
soon
is
as you see that.
Yeah, Storm count 2. It's nice
So-
that he's using the big dice.
If this resolves, it's game over.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm holding on to a Flusterstorm at this point. That's pretty much the only counterspell I saw in my hand in that first game. So I'm sitting
What's he
relatively comfortable.
14?
Sitting there going, I've got the Flusterstorm. I can counter off his spell if I need to.
So Yawgmoth's Bargain reads, pay 1 life to draw a card.
Yep.
How many cards do you just draw there? 9 cards?
I've lost track. He initially drew 6 and then he drew into a VT and paused.
Yeah.
But I've lost track of how many since.
And I think he's forgotten to keep track of his Storm count, which would actually be close to 6. Yeah, there we go. It's just changed up.
I think you just scoop as soon as the bargain resolves, don't you? I suppose you want to see. You want to see his deck.
As I said, I wanted to see what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I did have the Flusterstorm, so I could counter a Tendrils of Agony.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
what
but
is...
surely he plays. Sorry,
Yeah,
surely he plays like
Duress and
Force
things
of
like
will,
that.
duress,
yeah, I'm hoping he doesn't run into one and keep enough mana floating.
Yeah.
That's my only out. As you can see, that's the Flusterstorm sitting on the top of the hand there. 'Cause that's the only thing I've got sitting there ready to go. Because other than that, that's pretty much game.
showing the old school poker chips for his mana counting. They're worth a fair bit these days if you look on the high-end market group.
I've never seen them before. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, you can buy a set of like 200 for something like 4 or 5 grand. I
Wow.
believe I've seen it go for. They're ridiculous.
He should really just have the color symbols on his playmat, you know, and just so he can put the dice above them.
Yeah,
That would be a way to go.
but Angus does play different formats though on this playmat, which is
It's
pretty
just
cool.
Hercule's recall to get everything back into his hand, so that he can redo the storm count.
Yeah, we could basically skip ahead to the next game, I think.
It gets interesting.
Okay.
It does get interesting.
See, when a storm play is going off in vintage, it's still a glass cannon because you can whiff. Yeah, I know he does have the Burning Wish in hand to go get it, but a well-timed counterspell could essentially break it.
Well, he's just going to draw into all the protection he needs, isn't
And
he?
there's the VT. Getting the piece he needs.
Yeah, he found a duress. That duress is particularly not pimp for a vintage deck.
Draws his card, pays his life.
Yeah, sometimes you spend all your money on your power and you skimp out on the really easy cheap cards to find, like Duress.
But not the suit, though. Gotta have
Nah.
it.
Taking himself as low as he can go to get that Black Lotus.
Black.
So he can get that black to cast that duress. At this point I cry.
So this would be interesting for Tim. He could either show his hand
At which point I don't.
or he could just scoop so that Angus doesn't know what he's playing. Which could be a nice tech for Tim if he sees
Yeah,
it's inevitable.
And I didn't want him to look at my hand. Because that would be a terrible, terrible idea. Because he has no idea what I'm playing yet. So I used my Flusterstorm.
Sure.
Which is a pretty staple card in a blue vintage deck.
One, two.
Right, so it looks like he might try and Burning Wish. Now that he's taken a Flusterstorm out of hand, he's probably not worrying about... Oh no, he's going to
No,
Mind's
it's going straight for
Desire.
the Mind's Desire.
16 cards straight off the top. So Mind's Desire reads, shuffle up, reveal a card from the top of your hand, exile that card. Storm, for the amount of storm that you've got. So do that, which your storm count is 16. So each time you're supposed to shuffle up, but Magic players like to cut that crap and just reveal the top cards.
And at this point in time, he realizes that things have gone wrong.
So
That second card he flipped.
Really?
That second card he flipped was actually a sideboard card that he didn't
By
remove
force?
from his sideboard, from his main deck after game one.
Is
So-
it by force? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that is a Bifrost. So he's got one Bifrost in his sideboard, and he doesn't have Bifrost in his main board. So this is not looking good for
And
Angus.
since this is game one, there's no reason to have a sideboard card in. He certainly didn't play any Burning Wish to get it into his hand either.
Yeah. So I will note that I'm going to turn down the volume on the players right now because I've had a request from our head judge, Fry, to not be on camera because he is one of our greatest Australian judges that we have. He's a level 3, I believe. He might be... No, I'm pretty sure he's level 3, level 4. One of those two. But he's very lax with our community because we're really good friends. So in situations like this, he'll give you the straight answer of what's going to happen. but he's going to do it in a very calm, collected, relaxed type of manner, which is the very Australian way to do it. So what we've just seen here is Angus has just gotten a game loss, which we all feel for Angus. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it wasn't a good feeling. You never want to take a game from a game loss for a silly little mistake like that.
100%. But we can all learn from this that always double check your sideboard before you go into a game. But mad props to Angus. He could have stormed off and actually just not picked up on it or said anything about that sideboard card. No one would have been any wiser until essentially the commentary, and we probably still wouldn't have picked up on it. So it could have, if it got found out, he could have been DQ'd or anything worse than that. All right, let's talk about our sideboarding options, guys. So what do we think everyone's sideboarding? Since Angus has no idea what he's versing, what can we speculate?
Look, with Angus, it was a difficult one. Considering he had no idea what he'd go for,
Yep.
or what he'd need to face up against, he knows I'm playing blue.
Mm.
So from that perspective, most of the stuff that he'd go for, he doesn't really need to sideboard in. He's got most of his stuff that he can actually get in. Maybe an Ancient Grudge or something like that to stop a Pithing Needle.
Yep, yeah, that's probably what he'd be worried about.
After all, he did show that he's got Yawgmoth's Bargain, so something like that is disruptible.
I think he wants to take the Hercules Recalls out of his deck, or are they too critical for getting your Storm up?
So it looks like he's just taken out a Memory Jar. But yeah, I 100% agree. Hercules is really good, but the problem is maybe he might board in Steel Sabotage, because the one card that a lot of control players would bring in this matchup is maybe a Trinosphere, which really hurts Storm players. Having to pay 3 mana for each of your free spells or your really cheap spells really hinders your game plan. Let's talk about what you boarded in, Tim.
I can't quite recall exactly. I think I went for a standard package, so I probably would have chucked the Pithing Needles in, and maybe even a couple of ley lines.
Yep.
Just to try and get it his graveyard, so that he couldn't replay spells. Being a Storm count, being able to replay stuff from your graveyard is somewhat important sometimes, and it'll give him, give me just that little bit more of an option of trying to slow him down.
Yeah. Sorry. So we'll read through each sideboard. Got that a bit wrong there. So Tim had 1 Ancient Grudge. No, this is Angus. 1 Ancient Grudge, 2 Ancient Tombs, 1 Balance, which could be very interesting in this matchup. 1 by Force, which we saw accidentally. 1 Diminishing Returns, 1 Empty the Wounds, 1 Hercules Recall, 2 Nature's Claims, 1 Show and Tell, 1 Tendrils of Agony, and 1 Yorg's Will. So if I was in Angus's boots, I'd probably board in the Yorg's Will and Show and Tell, because you would assume that your opponent would be boarding in Storm Hate for you. So you'd turn into more of a Show and Tell Oath type build instead of the Storm.
He has no fatties of his own.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he has no fatties? Yeah.
No, he has a Gristlebrand.
Yeah. So
apologies, yeah.
Yeah, so he has
He's playing Oath,
two
of course he does.
two Gristlebrand's in his main deck. So that's his win con. He also has Tinker to hopefully get out the Memory Jar to try and build your hands up again, which is a very interesting way to use the Tinker.
Considering most people just tinker out a big fatty.
Yeah, exactly. Like myself, I like to tinker out Blightsteel because most decks don't know how to deal with an indestructible Infect Trampler.
That was pretty much the story of my day. I'd pretty much been mulliganing most hands, so I didn't put that one down the bottom because it wasn't going to help me much. Pretty sure it was another Mox. Didn't really need the off-colour Mox.
So we can see a Duress here from Angus, paying 1 life off his
Time Vault.
Mana Confluence, and he's seeing a very
Dragon
interesting
Breath.
hand.
What the fuck is
You're
going on
seeing a card that you probably don't want to see in your hand ever,
Oh, hold on.
and that would be the Dragon's Breath.
Dragon Breath, yeah.
I honestly want
Really didn't want that in hand.
Because do you
But-
have any way to discard that?
I do. Generally speaking, you're going to brainstorm and try and shuffle it away.
Yep.
And when I had the top as
Damn,
well, if
he's
I could
figured me out.
brainstorm, I could keep the top and just keep shuffling it away.
Keep it on the third down.
Okay.
But getting rid of the top from that first turn really did hurt my chances
That's interesting.
on land hand.
I assumed he was going to take the Flusterstorm, but I suppose he needs lands.
And
You
he
needed lands.
he might have actually taken the top solely for the fact that he's now turned into a show and tell deck and less of a storm deck.
And
So
he
he
needed
doesn't
more
care.
time. But there's the Oath of Druids and the Forbidden Orchard. At this point, I now know exactly what he's playing.
Which would be a big surprise for Tim, I'm guessing.
Yes, it was.
Um,
I'm usually playing the Oath myself, not being on the reciprocal the other end of it.
Sounds good.
Pretty
so-
amazing hand from Angus.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's powering out his dick through time.
Right, so if we look at Tim's hand, he's got the Dragon's Breath going straight on
straight
top.
back down.
Now figuring out what you draw. The problem is he doesn't have a fetch land to shuffle it
Yeah.
away.
So to win this game, you would have had to have drawn into Mox, Land, Abrupt Decay, or something like that, right?
Pretty much, yeah. If I could have found an Abrupt Decay, it would have been beautiful. Then I would have had a win condition on the board.
He could have
Go the 20 turn
also.
beats.
So what else is in your deck? So you've got in your land base, you've got a Wasteland Strip Mine. So maybe actually, if Tim draws a Wasteland Strip Mine, getting rid of the Forbidden Orchid, and then drawing his own Forbidden Orchid, you only ever need one Oath of Druids out, and then Tim has his own WinCon online.
Trigger away.
Yep, but this
Oh, I
is where
see.
he now gets to
Use
Oath up.
his own Oath against him.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty
I'm
much.
having a bad day.
Yeah, I guess he didn't know it was the Oath Mirror, and
Yeah.
therefore...
No, that's it.
Do you bring out your Oaths? Did you?
I did not. I kept them all in.
Okay.
So we're going to see a Gristlebrand come up. Whether it's just going to be interesting how deep the Gristlebrand is going to be.
At this point, I'm sitting down there going, I hope he goes really, really deep
Yeah.
so that he can
Alright, I think
run
that's
pure
the-
cards to actually get back with Gristlebrand.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got the show and tell in hand. I was waiting on the extra mana and the creature myself.
This is in my graveyard.
So you don't have the creature in hand, is that right?
No,
Tim?
I don't have the creature in hand.
Dad.
I've
That's
got the mana to play it with the extra land in hand. But I don't. The only thing I have in hand that I can put down with the show and tell that's worth something is the time bolt.
yeah.
Yeah, this is game over. It's pretty amazing that Angus didn't need to reveal that he was playing Oath himself in the previous game. He didn't show Forbidden Orchid, he didn't show an Oath whilst he was storming off the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even off the Mind's Desire
And there
flips.
goes the time walk. That's pretty much game.
Does he pay 7 life now, or does he do it next turn? That's the real question.
I thought he would have paid it immediately.
Yes, not always. So sometimes,
No, he didn't need to if he got the time walk off because he could then go into his attack phase, hit for 7, gain 7, then he could draw deeper.
Or, oh, he's not on 17, he's on less, is he?
no, he's on 17.
Okay, I thought he'd just go immediately down to 3 life.
I'm gonna draw something.
Drawing 14 cards. I suppose
Yeah.
you have to discard end a turn to the
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
walk. Yeah, fair enough.
And sometimes,
So, considering counted the time walk, he now turns around and goes for his 7 cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about the cleanup step. Sorry, listeners.
yeah, no, that's alright. So he's paying the 7 now. So he's going to try and dig deeper to hopefully take some more turns or just get a hand sculpted.
Who needs Dragon Breath to give haste when you've got Time Walk in hand?
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much. It's one of those things Oath players really love, being able to sit down there and go, Oath Time Walk, win.
3. Including your...
And the
That's-
Time Walk acts as a second Dragon's Breath, really.
So he's going to try and storm off now, I think, to get
Yep, now he goes into Storm mode.
Tim down to essentially nothing. And Gristlebrand is just a powerhouse in Storm. I don't know why most players don't play Gristlebrand in their Storm deck.
Crack the triple red.
Life is a resource.
Yeah,
It's
life
meant to be
is.
used.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because it's hard to get into play, right?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. A 2-mana spell to get a 7 cost creature?
8 cost.
8 cost creature.
4 and 4 black. It's really hard to hard cast.
Yeah, extremely hard.
Tap for 3 colours.
You did.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a matter of time.
One of the red.
I'm hoping to God he fails, but
So after that game loss, did you still get to sideboard, or did you have to go
Yep.
back to?
Yeah.
still get the sideboard.
Okay, sure.
So you get to sideboard, go into game thing, which is hard for Angus because he doesn't know what he's versing, but he just doesn't care now.
Yeah.
Get in the Yogg's Will with his Burning Wish, which is an amazing card, and just gets to play all his spells again, essentially.
Give
So-
me another dude in the process.
I think I saw at least 3 Moxen in his deck,
That's the goal.
in his graveyard, sorry, and there was the Black Lotus, so
Not a bunch of mana.
it's going to set him up pretty well.
Some is 5. Some is 6. Some is 7. Some is 8. Some is 9.
Yeah, just going through the motions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crack for black.
Do you remember back in the day when most cards just had one printing, but now there's like Eternal Masters versions
Yeah.
and From the Vault versions,
At which point you
and
see here
masterpieces, and
he's got the one masterpiece and the standard
yeah,
opal.
you really have to keep on top of all the reprints if you're going to be a commentator. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. And these masterpieces are starting to become really hard to figure out what that card is.
Yeah.
Use one black to make
Like the new invocations as well.
They're going to tone back on the masterpiece series. I'm just
one black to make
doing some side banter whilst
Yeah.
you get dead.
I get
Tim.
done. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're only going
Game's
to do
over.
it
It's just
every second blocker now. I think now
Oh,
every
that's-
second set. So
Yeah.
That's great. No, good on them. They're going to run out of things to
Now he starts to pick up my hand.
to print out.
What is
really.
this deck
I
doing?
reveal I've got
Bring
nothing.
up the stand.
you just got blank white cardboard apparently.
Yeah, so we can see Abrupt Decay getting taken. We've got
Abrupt
Show and
Decay
Tell.
goes.
We've got
Because I did draw
Time
up the
Vault.
Abrupt Decay, I
Yeah,
just
that seems
didn't have the extra mana to play it.
Didn't get the mocks. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a bunch of mana and.
So it'd be interesting. I think Angus is going to just Burning Wish, get Tendrils. He could also do a really fun play and tinker from his graveyard, tinkering away one of his artifacts, getting his Memory Jar, and then drawing 7 again. But it puts Tim in a really good position to draw
And
7
there
as
we go.
well.
1, 2, 3.
So game 3, would you board out your own oaths? Because you both you could use his oath against him. You know?
Yeah, generally speaking, in a mirror match,
Now that my
most
sideboard
people board 2 of their oaths out, so that there's 4 between the 2.
Yeah.
That's generally the cause.
Why not all?
Because just in case they take all their oaths out,
Yeah.
then you're screwed.
You both do
your
that.
main focus is on Oath of Druids. If you can't get one of them into play, you're failing. And I've also got to rely on him to play it when he's when he feels he's got
So I
an
guess I would have to
advantage.
go on that turn, otherwise I was
So
like,
it's safer for me to have my own,
I can
Yeah,
not,
so that if
Yeah.
I get the advantage in the early game,
some
I can always just take control
I'll just get the other one.
without waiting for him to think he has control.
It's very upsetting.
And we can both probably safely say that Angus still probably doesn't know that Tim's on oath.
No,
He hasn't seen anything that would make him suspect
Yeah,
that Tim's
very
on
true,
oath.
very true. But Tim knows.
Yeah, now I know exactly what I'm playing.
So,
It makes the sideboard just a little bit more
One
different.
more. Smash 3 is the real one.
so if we look at your deck list, Tim, you'd probably want to bring in Abrupt Decays, Pithy
Yep.
Needles maybe.
Yep.
And I'm guessing you might board out your Gristlebrand to just keep your creature base just...
No, I kept them all in. I keep the creature base in.
Yeah,
It's a learning experience, right? I'm glad that I got it out of the way.
It's
to
always
Beast
handy
within.
to have them.
play
I'm guessing
Highlander
to
and Legacy
destroy
perfect.
their oath.
No mistakes.
Maybe.
The way we've been playing, we've been playing very quick.
Yep.
Beast Within's probably going to be too slow.
Yep.
And I think
Trying to get 3 mana up, I really need to get Moxen down to get it.
Would you bring in the
You just,
Rav
like,
traps
Throw a bunch of cards and then just like hope for the best. Like,
to stop his
No,
odds will?
I still don't think the Rav
pretty
traps
lines, man. Honestly.
doesn't really hit enough.
Yep.
Although I suppose a
I
well-placed
need
Rav
to
trap could
talk
probably
to you
get rid
about
of everything, but
Very, very interested. I played Dragon's Breath in Highland.
it's still a case of
Reanimator.
just bringing in things like your Abrupt Decay, your Nature's Claims,
Yeah.
things like that,
Yeah, sure.
You know, within the first 2 turns.
just to try and hit the oath and hit the other stuff as well.
Yeah, cool.
Go, oh, what are you doing? Oh, good.
It seems to me like you should develop a plan for the oath mirror where you can just piggyback their oaths and have an alternate win condition for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. No, I run the main deck, show and tell, the
Yeah.
alternate.
Yeah.
It's always a handy thing because if someone plays Graph Digger's Cage or something like that, oath is now irrelevant.
Yeah.
They can sit behind that and feel comfortable. A turn 1 Graph Digger's Cage, I've seen a lot of players actually drop that down.
Or you can just try and take all the infinite turns when you play
Yeah.
a Voltaic.
Voltaic Key with a Time Vault, be beautiful.
He does evolve. He definitely does.
So now you're looking for a top or a time vault or a tutor.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
your,
much.
that's your game plan. Yeah, you got a little bit of counter spell back up
At
here.
which point he then
That's
again
all
has
switching into his
the
step.
yep. So again he has that opening hand of Orchard and Oath.
And a Mox. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No
So that,
Juris
he
this
had
time, no.
some really good hands. It was really hard to get over top, but
Oh wow, this is an interesting hand for Angus. He's got going to play the Jet. I think he'll play that Mox Opal, and then he almost has the mana to tinker away one of those artifacts.
Gonna play Nature's Claim.
It's interesting that he didn't play out his Moxes before going for the Oath. Like there's, I don't know, does Days get played in Vintage?
no,
No.
not very often.
But I think it would be more the fact that he'd be playing around Mindbreak Trap.
Ah, yes. Yep. Good point. Yeah.
So now he decided to take away my option of going infinite. I've already got a win condition on the board. He doesn't want to give me another one,
Yeah, beating down for 20 turns feels good.
so I play the Strip Mine.
Oh,
Give
dude.
him his Oath Druid.
Dude, come on,
His
man.
Orchard.
We talked about this. We good?
Now I get to have some fun with the 20 turn beats kill.
Which does get there. I've been destroyed with a 1-1 in Vintage before because they stop everything that you're doing and they only have a 1-1 in play.
It's interesting that you killed the Forbidden Orchard. I thought you'd be happy for him to give you multiple tokens.
I need to be able to get my orchards out and start getting more than him if I want to Oath.
Yes.
I don't want to give him the option of playing a second Oath of Druids if I don't have another counter spell in hand. So he now tinkers.
Probably getting Memory Jar, I'm
He
assuming.
does get a memory jar. That's pretty much his only main board key option.
Maybe next 7 is as good as this one.
At this point, I'm sitting down there going, I have no
I'm
counter
going
spell
to
relevant
release
to
the
take out
memory
anything.
jar.
A memory jar's not a bad thing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a neutral memory jar there. Like,
Yeah.
neither of you benefit particularly much from it happening now rather than on your own turn.
Yeah, so it looks like you drew a
I drew a
Mental
deck.
Misstep.
Mental misstep, I drew a force.
Boo, you're gonna learn shit.
And what have we
I
got
drew a
for
few
him?
of the oath options as well. This is where he learns what I'm playing.
He's going to duress you. No, he's going to brainstorm first. How interesting.
He drew bad. He really did not draw into any good storm combinations here. And so he's continuing to dig hard.
Did you pay life
Missteps,
for that?
paying the
You clearly played blue, yeah.
paying with the blue because I had the open mana. Discard my hand, showing the Oath of Druids and Orchard.
Go, I believe in you.
You can hear
Now he
Angus going,
knows.
what?
It's taken until game 3. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Can I have a look through your graveyard?
So you did pay life for that Mental Misstep, did you?
No, I'm pretty sure I had the open
Yeah, so,
open mana.
so I
paid
should have
the
you on
open mana
23
to,
after that.
I...
Nature's Claim.
Dude, come on, man. Alright. This is the last time I'm gonna tell you about swinging with that spirit. Just give me a spirit and then we can do the same thing.
Yeah, now it was a bit more fun. We got to chat to each other about the oath options.
which becomes very interesting. So Angus's plays will be very different now that he knows his opponent's on Oath. He'll want to give Tim more creatures than Angus has, so that
Game 3 doesn't really
Tim can't Oath up a bigger fatty.
At the same note, he's got to be really careful that he doesn't kill his life total too much.
Yeah,
Giving
exactly.
the dudes, so that he can't combo off as well. Considering he's got the bargain to go off with, he really needs a life to draw into those cards.
Yeah. So using red mana off the gemstone mine, what do you think he's going to wish for?
Oh man,
Went for the windfall.
it's very painful.
Windfall.
Not the best option. Neither of us had a huge hand at that stage. And he couldn't play it that turn. I'm not entirely sure why he went for that option, but
Ouch! Got it. 20 turn beats. Go.
So he already used his Yogg-Moth's Will.
not in this game.
So Windfall is a 2 in blue. Each player discards his or her hand and then draws equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. So he's probably just trying to sculpt his hand and
Yeah,
stop
he's
Tim's
just getting
hand
rid of
from
his
being
crap
good.
hand to try and refresh. But he decides not to use it. Which is another one of the curious options. We're sitting down there wondering why he's played, or why he's chosen to get a windfall,
Yeah.
yet he doesn't want to play it until he's got more mana up. Granted, I've got more mana up as myself, so I might have more counter spells. But it was a very curious option.
Maybe he chose to get it to react to any card draw that you might want to play, but I don't think he knows you're on Oath, so you're gonna fill your hand a lot, particularly.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Yeah, I've got that extra card that I
Most opportunity I have to refill my hand is Gristlebrand.
But then he dies that same turn.
Yeah,
so-
exactly.
Just keep that there for now.
Give me a guy. I need to
Now I get to
block.
name my own orchard.
So play another Oath
So
Ball.
your team's going to probably try and time this Forbidden Orchard tap to give Angus a creature at the most optimal time for Tim.
Yeah, I try not to use that land as much as possible now. I've already got the win on the board. It's a case of sculpting your hand so that I can try and get that win on the board.
So you've got a Mox Emerald in hand,
Ouch.
which I don't think you need to play.
No, but I'm happy keeping a card in hand to try and fake out a counter spell.
That's a still sabotage.
No, that's show and tell.
I want a Gristle
Just as I was speaking about not knowing the reprints, yeah.
So yeah,
And down
that's
comes
the
the Gristlebrand.
judge foil.
So Gristlebrand comes down, Oath comes down on his board.
You're going to pay 7 life.
I'm now stressing because he's now got an Oath and he can Oath up and win in first turn. I can't.
Angus is getting upset that he can't have his own Gristlebrand here.
So now I've got to try and find an answer to his Oath of Druids or find a Time Walk of my own. At this point, I no longer need to worry about holding cards up in my hand to fake the counter spell, so I can
Yeah.
start playing those Moxen.
You can draw into a time walk, right, and that'll get there.
Yep. Time Walk would get me there. Absolutely.
Or you
You could
could
also just have draw the.
you could hardcast the Dragon's Breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just start attacking, gaining your life, so he theoretically can't.
So I just drew another 7. Digging deep, digging deep.
This is game over, right? There's no way he wins.
Oh,
I can fail. That's the problem. You draw a 7, you still don't get anything to answer his Oath of Druids. I pass turn.
Do you need to answer his Oath of Druids?
I pass turn, he Oaths.
yeah. You need to try and kill one of
I've
your
now got more creatures than him. He's got no Oath of Druids in play.
Do you
If
play? So you need to find your time walk.
Or time vault.
I need to find Time Walk, Time Vault. I end up finding the Abrupt Decay. so I can destroy Zotha Druids. I now no longer have to worry. But I decide to go for the kill anyway.
Yeah.
So Yorgs were grabbing back. Was there a time vault? Or was it a voltaic key in the bin?
There is a Voltaic key in the bin.
And I think you've got a time vault in hand. Is that correct?
That would be correct.
You could also just play the time walk from the graveyard as well. But just represent infinite
Yeah.
turns. We've got the nice shake there from Angus. Bit of a shame for Angus not knowing what Tim was on. But he
It's
put
own
up a
damn
good
fault for
fight.
winning so quickly.
That's the downfall of vintage, really, isn't it? When you turn one someone, it doesn't help you to know what your opponent's on, so it actually screws you going into sideboards.
Drawing 14 cards is good.
All right.
What?
Thanks for watching round 2. Stay with us to watch round 3. I've been Sully.
Luke.
And Jim.
Take care, guys.